On the Newsnight debate tonight is C.R. Kesavan, Congress spokesperson. Also joining us is Rahul Mehra of the Aam Aadmi Party, an eminent lawyer and former Additional Solicitor General of India, KTS Tulsi. I want to start by asking you, Rahul Mehra, because the people, in fact, my colleague Preeti Chaudhary is also live with us from the spot where the dharna was called off just a few minutes ago. Rahul Mehra, the first question is to you. Aam Aadmi Party says it's a victory of the people, but half the demands are not met. So how can you call it a victory?
Well, I would like to actually go much beyond the question of whether it's victory, half victory, not a victory. I don't think it really matters. What matters is it's going to be the dharna is off. Saner voices have prevailed. People, who were being put to inconvenience by the centre, by blocking and stopping 4 metro stations, putting people to inconvenience because of the barricades, the unfortunate incident just earlier today with the lathi charges, all of that is a thing in the past, and we can have some serious issues now which have been flagged by the Aam Aadmi Party, like the full statehood, which no other party till date has been able to flag, apart from just those rhetorics which have been made over the last 20-30 years. That's an issue which has become centric, and as I've always said, this is a party which is a party of issues. It's based on the manifestos. All the promises that we've made, we are doing our very best in whichever possible manner to flag those issues, bring them to the core, to do whatever is possible to highlight those issues and expose the status quoist approach of both the leading national parties as also the Delhi parties, the BJP and the Congress. Obviously there is larger vested interest.
Okay.
People do want corruption to prevail because there is a huge vested interest and huge constituency which is benefiting out of it. So
Okay.
I can understand that people are going to resist it. The establishments are going to resist it because that's the way it's been. And people have understood that this is the way it should be and it shall always remain.
Okay,
But,
C.R. Kesavan, what is the message sent out today? When the centre blinks first, essentially isn't the message whoever uses strong arm tactics will be heard? You shout the loudest, you will be heard first.
The centre didn't blink. We respect the decision of the Lieutenant Governor. As Mr. Kejriwal has himself conceded, it is a partial, and like Kiran Bedi said, it is a climb down for Kejriwal. Let me make one point categorically here. This unsavory, unbecoming spectacle orchestrated and enacted by the Aam Aadmi Party has thoroughly exposed them. It's been a dent on democracy, and it's been an affront and a mockery on the constitution bequeathed to us by our founding fathers. Let us not take a focus on the main issue. This whole spectacle was not for statehood, was not about any case. This was a red herring to divert the attention on what happened to Mr. Somnath Bharti. Let us please keep our eye on the ball. He has been, the police has registered a case not on their own volition. The Saket court has instructed them, and the charges are very serious. Outraging a woman's modesty, molestation, criminal intimidation, wrongful restraint. These are the reasons he has been, though he's been unnamed, the FIR has been filed, and they wanted to take attention away. And let me say this, though I'm from the Congress party, look at the way Mr. Somnath Bharti attacked our former Law Minister Shri Jaitley ji and a very senior counsel Harish Salve ji. They have stooped down and taken the political course to the brink and nadir here. This is not lost out on the people. There was much talk saying that, the people of Delhi's life came to a standstill. What came to a standstill is the goodwill the people of Delhi had for Mr. for Mr. Kejriwal and his party. I think the people are very clearly looking at them. These people have taken them for granted, and I think the question which the people of Delhi will ask them today is, Mr. Kejriwal, you had a choice to choose between Mr. Bharati and a Bharat, and you didn't choose our Bharat.
All right. KTS Tulsi, I would like to bring you in at this point. The way this entire dharna over the last 36 hours played out, and the resolution that finally came just a few minutes ago, unsavory, needed, or it was just something that had to be done? If status quo has to be broken, this is something that people of Delhi should be prepared for, even in the coming days.
Yes, I think so. If the Chief Minister thinks that he can interfere in the investigation of every criminal investigation, and dictate to the police as to what is to be done, who is to be arrested, who is not to be arrested, and how his minister, who might interfere and therefore become an accused himself, he is to be protected, then I think Delhi will have to be ready for 10 dharnas a day by the Chief Minister. If so long as Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is the Chief Minister, that's how because the crime can't be prevented. The crime, no society, no country, no law has been able to eliminate. The crime will take place. It's a question of how we deal with the crime. And if this is the manner in which he wants to deal, I don't know whether he was genuinely convinced that this is how he is to deal with the crime, or he merely wanted to divert the attention from the heat which his law minister was facing. The law minister himself seems to establish himself to be completely blissfully ignorant of the entire law. The elementary thing is that the Supreme Court has attempted in the last 25 years to depoliticize the police and to say that the police functioning is to be completely independent of the politicians. That is how in Vineet Narayan they said that the CBI will also not report to the central government, but it will be under the administrative control of the CVC, superintendents of the CVC. In Mayawati case, they said that the police can't even take the opinion of the Attorney General.
Absolutely. Respond to that, Rahul Mehra. Have you not rung the death knell for police reforms?
I think Mr. KTS Tulsi of the Congress Party and also the BJP spokespersons have forgotten what the criminal law is, and I expected better from Mr. KTS Tulsi. So let me just highlight what the criminal law is. The same Supreme Court has also, over the last 25 years, at least in the last 20 years, has said that police reforms and administrative reforms are the need of the hour, that the political class must let go of the local police. Does the Congress and the BJP believe in that? If yes, in which state have they implemented it?
Do you believe in that? Do you believe in that, Rahul Mehra? Because the people who stood up to your ministers are currently on leave.
Allow me, please. Allow me, please. I'm rebutting Mr. KTS Tulsi's arguments. Allow me, please. Give me my time. Number two, to say that anybody can interfere in the investigative mechanism is a farcical and a completely absurd statement. You know, all that was expected from the Delhi police was that if there are 4 complaints from different complainants over the last more than a year, then the same Honorable Supreme Court, not for the last 25 years, but ever since independence, and Mr. KTS Tulsi knows it better than anybody else, has been saying that the police must discharge its statutory duties, and in case it fails to discharge its statutory duties, then it shall have a accountability mechanism, and the registration of the FIR is the very basis of starting an investigation.
So if they are not doing what is right, you will deliver instant justice, Rahul Mehra. That's what you're saying, or you'll sit on a dharna. Instant justice or nothing else.
No, can you ask Mr. KTS Tulsi a pointed question? Does he protect the Delhi police for not performing their statutory duty based on cogent written complaints that there is illegal trafficking happening of women in Khidki village?
No, but no one supports that, Rahul Mehra. No one supports that.
Cartel which is running out there. What action should one take against those erring police officials?
Okay, you have still not answered my question. My question, quick rebuttal from KTS Tulsi. Go ahead.
Can I answer this? You see, if you think that the ministers can dictate to the police that register this FIR, arrest so and so, then is the minister going to become an SHO? Does he have the power of the supervisory power is given into the superior officer, that is the station house officer, after that the assistant commissioner of police? How can you dictate to the police how the investigation is to be carried out? They will verify the opinion, and if the police opinion is not correct, there is a court to which the complaint is filed or the closure report is filed, and there is a procedure for protest petition to be filed by the complainant.
Okay.
This is not how you become an anarchist. How can the minister dictate to the police as to what is to be done on the spot?
I think that you are missing out.
The minister must do his job.
And the larger issue is also there are
then
two
let
acts.
them sit in the police station.
Special acts, the Immoral Trafficking Act. Please read section 14 and section 15, which say that the special police officer out there has the power to arrest and to search.
No, in the name of the larger question, Rahul Mehra, you are skirting the basic question here. C.R. Kesavan wants to come in. Go ahead.
No. Which under section 42 empowers the special officer to go and
is Bharti a minister or a thanedar?
There is a complete malicious.
Okay, wait. We have a point being made by the Congress spokesperson here, Rahul Mehra. Give him a chance as well.
I don't know legal sophistry and legal casuistry, but let me tell you one thing. What's farcical is a man who has been charged in an FIR of outraging the modesty and molestation, is playing the victim. Isn't this ironical? It's befuddling. And I think what is not lost out on the people here is the Jekyll and Hyde face of the the Aam Aadmi Party. You look at Mr. Kejriwal's statement. He said, I am an Aam Aadmi. I just go like a common man. Yesterday he attacks the Home Minister and says, I am the Chief Minister. Who are you to tell me? You think the people of Delhi are not watching this? The kind of double standards and the flip-flops. And let me tell you one more thing. In the last 1 month, we've seen a lot of flip-flops, basically, whether be it, staying in the Chief Minister's bungalow or Janta Darbar, or Mr. Prashant Bhushan's statement on Kashmir. No, but one thing I want to make is, initially people thought the flip-flops were probably puerile, but I think now it's vile because their intent is malified, and that's not lost out on the people of Delhi.
All right, so in fact, we want to go to the people of Delhi, right? Among them is my colleague Preeti Chaudhary. Preeti, are the people of Delhi satisfied? Do they consider it their victory? Because that is what Arvind Kejriwal pegged it as. Over to you, Preeti.